So in regards to your zero excuse lifestyle, if that's what I'm going to call it for now.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
you advise fathers to start setting up a morning routine to start the day off right, and to make sure they stay motivated and disciplined to execute this morning routine every single day?
Well, I think it starts a little bit before your morning routine. I think you need to sit down and craft a compelling and strong vision for yourself, and then work that into your morning routine. One thing I did forget to mention about that is to actually uh, review my vision every single day, because that becomes your foundation for what you do on a day in and day out basis. If you keep that fresh in your mind, it won't go far from your mind when you're in the trenches. When you've got two kids, one's screaming, one's trying to use the potty. It's fresh in your mind, and you can dial that up and say, you know what, I'm doing this for a reason, and you can quickly redirect your mind in a positive manner. And the second thing that I would say is to have some sort of meditation or breathing practice every single morning. That's another thing I forgot to mention is I meditate for 6 to 8 minutes. It doesn't have to be for a very long time, but the biggest benefit that I've got from having a meditation practice is that it develops your mental muscle to be aware of your thoughts and to be able to, like the other day, I think of an example of this. Um, my daughter, she tripped over something that was on the floor. She hurt herself a little bit. She started crying. I could feel that a sense of frustration starting to bubble up inside me. And before, if this were to happen like 3 or 4 years ago, before I started doing this meditation practice, I would have allowed that to spiral out of control. And this meditation practice has allowed me to stop that frustration. Hey, you know what? Kids trip, they fall. This is part of their learning experience. Crying is actually good to develop children's lungs, and it allows me to redirect things in a more positive manner. Obviously, I do not want to see my daughter fall on herself very often, but if she does, I want to turn this into a learning experience. I also, after she was done, hey, what just happened there? Hey, you tripped over something that was on the floor. You remember how mommy and daddy ask you to pick your things up after you're done? This is why. So you can take a step back. Okay, pump the brakes a little bit. Read myself. How can I use this use this as to benefit me instead of, oh my God, my kid's crying. She hurt herself. Letting your mind spiral out of control like that. So those are the two biggest pieces of advice I can give fathers is craft a vision for yourself and meditate. And the other thing I'd like to say about having a vision is if you are just kind of going through the motions and you're in survival mode as a father, you are not showing up as the best version or the best father for your kids. If you are living, it might sound selfish to you at first to, hey, you need to live out your vision. You need to live out your dreams. But if you take a step back and think about it, what more powerful example can you set for your kids than you living out your dreams and living out life on your terms? And I think that if you can take a step back and start to formulate this, write it out on paper. It's not going to be perfect. It's always going to be a work in progress. Get your wife on board, involve her in the conversation. She's definitely not going to agree with every single part, but definitely involve her in the process. And, that's how you can be the best father, is to live life on your terms, in my humble opinion.
Well, I fully agree. We're walking exactly the same path from what I can tell what you're explaining. So that's absolutely amazing. Involving the wife, of course, is very important.
Yeah,
And yes,
I've definitely made that mistake a lot.
I did so as well in the beginning. But hey, we live and we learn. And I think that's one of the things as well, which you mentioned. You have your excuses at first, and they come up whether you want to or not, or whether you're completely prepared or not. but then it's how you deal with them. And then after that, what you mentioned is like, okay, what's the biggest excuse? What am I the most afraid of doing? So that's what I'm going to knock out first. And that was one of the things for me is like, I want to take this journey of being a fearless father to the next level. And I got all these things, but how is she going to respond? So yeah, first knock that out the park, see how that goes. And then we'll come to a consensus and we'll see how far I do whatever I want to do. And
Yeah.
we'll take it from there. But that definitely helps then to say, look, that's the first thing that I have to do, because that's the biggest excuse, or the biggest excuses are coming up there for not doing it. So
yeah,
I hope people are starting to see the red line in this whole story is that, your biggest excuses at the same time are your biggest companions, your biggest friends, actually, to showing you that's the way you should move to get the most out of your life and get the best results. Hey man, I hope you got all the information out of this that you were looking for. If so, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you hit the bell, then every time we come out with a new video, you will be informed. For now, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon.